everyone, I have got a new Colouring Heaven magazine to show you. Now this is an edition for their members, so anyone that's a member already will be receiving this soon. If you're not a member and you join, you won't get this one because it's already gone out, but you get next month's. All details about membership are in the video description. Now you can also buy this as a single issue. I'm not sure whether it'll be available yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to update that on the website. If I can find the link, I'll put it on the video description, and I will keep checking when it comes up. I'll pop it there. So this is a Chibi Tarot special. It says 48 Divine Designs of Tarot Symbolism by Jash Lee. And it is a bumper issue. There's 8 extra designs. It's got 48. Often they'll have 40 designs. So we can see a few of the designs on the front, and it is issue 121 and only human art, it says. So let's have a little look. So there's a little bit here about the artist, just a tiny bit, and there is a link here. And what you can actually do, if you go to colouringheaven.com/artists, you can look at little sort of information about all of the artists. So they've had R.J. Hampson, they've had Morgan O'Brien, they've had Jennifer Zimmerman, they've had Hannah Carlson. So they've had lots of people and loads of others that you would have heard of, I should imagine. So you can go and read a little bit. It's quite interesting. And also Agatha Pop and various others. Okay, so let's have a little look at these. Now underneath it tells you what the name is. Now this writing is quite hard to read. It's in sort of rune type writing, but it does say the Fool as far as I can tell. And we've got a sort of card type design. It's got a nice little frame, so you can sort of use that. Oh, it does tell you here about their subscription offer. If you're in the UK, they've got a free gift of the Castle 72 set of coloured pencils when you subscribe. I'll put some details about that. They've also got savings if you do a 12-month subscription. I don't know if you have to do a 12-month to get the free gift, or I'm not really sure how it all quite works. It's all on the website, but only the UK can get the free gift. But in other countries, I think there's a bigger saving on the subscription. I did have it all written down, but I think they've got some Black Friday deals and things like that as well, so I'm not sure if my information's up to date. It's always just worth checking on the website. But let's move to the next one. So it tells you the name, so I don't have to guess. So the Fool, new beginning, spontaneity, unpredictability. So it tells you the what the tarot card actually means. So here we have this one, which is the Magician, and it tells you manifestation, power and skill. So here we have, I quite like the fact that you've got this little bit to colour in as well, so you get sort of gold ribbon and the word and whatever. I do find these eyes really scary. My kids were like, what are you on about, Mum? They're just anime eyes, you just colour them in, they're not going to hurt you. And then my other son said, it's not like Coraline, it's not scary. Sorry. So here we have the High Priestess. Now I know nothing about tarot and how it all works, but what I've noticed about this is 0, 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So I assume that continues through. So we have this says 3, so that's what I'm guessing, but it is picture 4 because 0 was obviously picture 1. So this is the Empress. And then we have the Emperor. It's got these sort of sewn leather sleeves, which are quite fun. And how do you say that? Hierophant. Hierophant? I don't know. As I say, I know nothing about tarot. You've got the Lovers, they've got the Roses. Sweet, isn't it? The Chariot. So he's got a face on his chariot, which is quite interesting. Now we have Strength. So we have a Lion and the Hermit. got a blindfold on. Quite interesting. And Wheel of Fortune. Looks very Egyptian, that dress. As I say, I know nothing about tarot, so it might all be very relevant how they look, but I just don't know. This is Justice. You can see she's got her scales. Ooh, nasty. Hanged Man. And Death. Of course. Temperance. She's got wings like feathers. The Devil. The Tower. That's nice. We've got like energy coming round. The Star. She's going to be quite pretty when she's got some pupils in her eyes. The Moon. She's sitting on this little half moon. It's really sweet. We've got like water and lily pads underneath. Really cute. The Sun. Just looking at her little feet and the flowers and things. This is Judgment. This is like an angel. The World. She's got a globe. King of Swords. Looks very noble. Rather like him. King of Cups. Okay. King of Wands. That's kind of impressive one, isn't it? King of Pentacles. I don't know what a pentacle is. No idea. Queen of Swords. Queen of Wands. Oh, so we have the female equivalent, Queen of Cups. And Queen of Pentacles. I guess we might get that one. We've got no numbers at the top of these, I've just noticed. Knight of Swords. Knight of Wands. Knight of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Yes. Page of Wands. Page of Swords. Page of Cups. What do you reckon? It's snowing in this one. Yep. Page of Pentacles. This must be it. Ace of Swords. Ace of Wands. It looks like child. Look, child. Ace of Cups. Cups. And Ace of Pentacles. Two of Swords. Oh, these got numbers at 3 of Wands. 4 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. That's interesting. 6 of Swords. 7 of Wands. Oh, and that's the last one. So we've got all of those to colour in. And at the back they do have a colour combination chart, which is quite fun. So you can use these are Prismacolor, so you've got a violet blue, an imperial violet, a blue violet lake, and you can try. You can record your colour combinations. It isn't supposed to be a swatch chart because this paper isn't the same as this paper. It's a little bit thicker. It's the cardboard cover. So it talks about this as a Christmas gift as well, which is interesting. I think we should have a go. There was one near the beginning that I really liked. I wanted to colour. I'm trying to find it. And stop the video and I'll find it. Hang on. Yeah, this one was the one that I liked. Now, something with Colouring Heaven is they always have a lot of people, which means that if you're not very confident colouring people, then it can be a little bit daunting. I'm going to have a go at colouring in a bit of her. I won't probably do the whole page, but I thought I would show you a little bit. Now, I'm going to start with her face and her skin tone. We've just got hands and face. We can't see her legs or feet. And we've got a little bit in here of her neck and her ear. It's always good to just check what you've got before you start, because I very often miss a bit. See, I'm trying to work out what that is. Is that a bit of her arm? I think it is there. So we have to make sure we include every bit, because once I've done a few layers of colour, I've forgotten what I'm doing, and then it can get a little bit of a mess. So I usually start with my skin tone with a beige, and we don't have one in this set. So I'm going to start with the colour called Pointy Shoe, which is this one. I'm using my Schpirerr Farben pencils. I just happen to bring those through. So I'm going to use this quite lightly because it is quite orangey, and so I'm going to use it as my base, and then I'm going to use some pink with it and just mix the colours up a little bit to try and get a nice-ish skin tone. Now what I find is that when I start with my skin tone colour, it can often look a little bit too dark. Intense, shall we say. I'm still trying to work out if that is a bit of her arm. It's a bit straight there, you see. But is that her jacket with her arm coming out? I think it is. I'm going to just colour it like that. So it can look a bit, but once I do the hair, then it can sort of works out better. Now you notice I'm doing, she's got her eyes shut, so I haven't had to think about how to colour those eyes. But I think I would, if you look on the front, they've got some, I'm not going to turn it over, I'm going to get on colouring. If you look on the front, there are some with the pupils drawn in, so you can work out what to do. So that's all good. Now sometimes I colour the eyebrows as well. If I'm doing beige, which I do if I'm using my Prismacolors, and I do the eyebrows as well, because I often do the hair in a blonde, and the beige is a good starter colour for that. But we're not using Prismacolors, so okay. I'm now going to go for a slightly pinker shade to try to make that look less orange. And I think I haven't got my pencils out of the tin. We do have the sort of champagne and peaches, but I might go for this, oops, light, here it is. This is called Blooming Bouquet, and it's quite pink, but I'm just going to put a layer on just to balance off that orange a bit. And then once I've done that, I will start to add some layers for shadow. Now, this paper is, some people do complain about it, I have to say. It's not the, you know, I've coloured on better paper, but it's always a balance, I know, for people who make colouring books and magazines and things. They have to get the balance between cost and paper quality, and I think this paper it's quite see-through, so actually it's better to put something underneath it to cushion it a bit. If we put a wodge of A4 underneath it, not only it stops the picture underneath showing through, which is probably better for you when I'm recording. I don't think it shows through that much anyway. And it cushions it a bit, and it stops any ink transfer. Once you've coloured a page or two, you want to make sure you put that underneath if you don't want to risk ink, the pencil or whatever you're using transferring onto this page. It doesn't matter too much when you're doing these because they're single-sided, but I think it's always a good habit to get into. I'm going to come in a bit closer now. The light is not brilliant today in here. It's pouring with rain. I've got my lamp on. I'm just going to come out a bit because I'll be doing the hair in a minute, and I might forget to that I need to. Sorry, I'm just distracted by choosing my next colour. I'm going to go for the cream, and I'm going to put in some shadows. So to sharpen my cream and then think about where is it going to be darker. Well, it's quite useful sometimes to look at a picture to copy, but I'm thinking I'm going to use my common sense a little bit and think that the lower part here is going to be darker. It's very orange, this colour, isn't it? Like that, and this here. And then under here, my husband has just come home. I'm just going to go and talk to him. Right, I am back. I know you didn't notice I was away, but I wanted to speak to him because he might have not realised, well, he wouldn't have realised I was recording. He always comes in and starts chattering. Now I'm going to put a thin bit here on the, and a bit here, but under the neck here there might be quite a lot more shadow. We might actually use a different colour along here later. And in the ear, we'll move up here, there'll be some shadow inside there. Now with the face, we can go along the hairline, darken that a little bit. Now the eyes, I'm thinking actually let's do here around the nose, there'd be some shadow around there, but also a little bit this side. Now normally go under the chin a bit, just a little bit around there, like that. Now I don't know whether when colour the sort of chibi pictures, whether there's a specific way to do it. I've got no idea. I'm just sort of doing it my way, really. A bit under the eyebrow, I think. There we go. Now, I'm just looking at my swatch, having a little think. Just revealing all my colours. Because I want a bit of shadow. Sometimes I do it in a purple, but we don't really have the right shade. So I think I'm going to go for this French grey, just to do a little bit under here, as I said, a bit of shadow here. Just helps to make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Got a bit of shadow under the chin, and we can do the same sort of under the nose and around the hairline a little bit as well. And in the ear. Very glad I went out this morning. The weather is not particularly good, very wet. Now the hair, I'm thinking I'm going to make her blonde. She's an angel, you know, I think. So I think she needs to be blonde. I'm just looking at my colours and I'm wondering how light to go. I think I might start with the vanilla flower. Is that it? No. There it is, vanilla flower, and then I might go put a bit of brown in it if I think it needs it. So I'm going to put a layer of this over all of the hair. Now I'm thinking about her wings while I'm doing this, even though I should really be thinking about her hair. But wondering how to colour them, really. Whether I would just want to leave them white, or I think it's more interesting to put some colour in there. I can hear the rain dripping. Yeah, I went out this morning to I went to a supermarket. According to Google Maps, it's 45 minutes away. I think it took me about 35 minutes each way to pick a few things up that I'd ordered into there, clothing-wise. We don't have very many clothes shops in our town, so it's really difficult to get clothes. My son wanted some shirts, so I ordered them in. They were quite a good deal. That was good. So I went to fetch those and had a little look through their Christmas things. I was a bit disappointed, to be honest. I was expecting a lot more. I'm sure my local supermarket has more Christmas things and they're a much smaller shop, so it was a bit odd. Maybe I wasn't quite looking in the right place, or maybe they haven't really done it yet. But anyway, I got some things, which was good. Unfortunately the slippers were really small. They said they're done in medium, small, medium and large. These are for my son, slippers. And so we looked at the, I'm just finding a darker colour. I think I'm going to go for the maple. Here it is. I'm going to put a bit of brown in some areas. So down here, it's not really brown, but so I'm putting a bit here, and then I'm going to start to fade it as I go up. Yeah, so they said small, medium and large. So I looked it up on the size guide, and it said medium is a size 9 to 10. My son's a 10, and he was like, oh, yeah, that's my size. That's okay. We'll get a medium. But no, we should have read the reviews, because the reviews were saying how small the sizes were. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to do this bit first. So yes, they were the men's size 9 to 10. Now I think men's shoes are a little bit bigger than ladies, so I'm sure a men's 7 is more like a lady's 7.5. I don't know why I think that. But anyway, they were way too small, and I tried them on, and we decided they were sort of men's size, lady size 8. Now I'm a lady size 7, so I thought, well, I could keep them, but I don't know. The men's slippers, I would like pretty and cozy and nice ones, but anyway, we'll see. But the shirts were very good, so that was good news, and I shall get him a bigger pair of slippers. Apparently, according to the lady in the shop, they're having a Black Friday deal. Not Black Friday deal, no, I'm wrong. They're having a deal on clothing. I'm going to go back to my vanilla flower, and I'm going to go over these darker bits now. And they're having a sale on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. This is Sainsbury's, by the way, for anyone in the UK, on all their own brand of clothing, 25% off. And she said it's probably going to be on the website as well. So she said if you can wait, because there was something else I wanted to get, which I hadn't ordered this time. I was looking for it in the shop, but they didn't have it because ours is only a small one. She said if you can wait till Friday, then you might get it at a quarter of the price. So that's worth knowing. So I assume it wasn't a secret, as she told me, so now I'm announcing it. So anyone who shops in Sainsbury's and fancies looking at clothes, I mean, they had in our store, they had plenty of clothes, just not what I was looking for. They had plenty of Christmas jumpers and cardigans that I wasn't very keen on. I do need a new cardigan. They were either too trendy and young or too old. There was nothing in between, you know. My boys would just say, oh, you're old, mum, get an old person's one, but not ready for that yet. But although mine is pretty much like that, I suppose. But anyway, no, I wasn't quite what I wanted, so I didn't get anything. But maybe there'll be something online. I might have a little look. But I just hope the things I want don't sell out before the sale. So anyway. But it was a successful trip, and I got plenty of exercise. Now, considering it said it was a 45-minute walk. It took me 35. I didn't even do 10,000 steps. felt quite tiring, but I did have to go up a hill and down again in both directions. We live in a hilly town, but yeah, it was good to get out, and I'm, as I say, I'm glad I went this morning because it's raining now. Yeah. It looks a bit orange here, doesn't it? It's maybe not the best choice of colour, but it's supposed to be maple and sort of brownish, but it looks really orange. Never mind. Right, what I'm going to do now is her wings. So I'll show you how I do wings. Now, I'm going to do these in gold, not white. I think it looks better. I like gold wings. As I say, because I know nothing, that's one colour, because I know nothing about tarot and things, I don't know whether there's a correct colour, but I've just got to go my way, you know. So, let's have a look. This is the dark brown, the darkest brown. Okay, I'm going to start there. And I'm going to put some here. Yeah, my husband have been out getting the car. I'm trying not to go over the edge of the ones on top. Never mind. He just put the car in for a service and MOT. I'm assuming this is background. Yeah, so he'd just done the car service MOT. He said, I assume it passed okay. They changed the wiper blades on the car, which is good because they were getting a bit rubbish. Now I really need to just sort of, that's too liney, just juice it down a bit so that it blends into my next colour better. Now we've got the odd feather or two sort of fluttering around. We need to do those in this colour too, which is going to be interesting. I might do those after. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm doing the bits at the top of each feather. Well, the bits we can see. And the larger feathers have a larger bit. Like that. And then we can go and do, I'm not sure I'll do the feathers yet. I might do, try and have a think. Got a bit of blonde hair colouring there. Never mind. So I always do the shadowy bits in the darker colour. It just seems to make logical sense to me. Ooh, that feather needs a bit there. I am actually starting a lot of Christmas colouring now. Not necessarily just for myself, because it is seems a bit early, but for recording, I'm actually recording mainly videos ready for December. And this one is going out the day I've recorded it, so it'll be nice and early for you. I think I'm going to use the honey brown next on my feathers. I'm going to sharpen it because we've got a few smaller areas. Yeah, so I've started a few Christmas videos. What have I done? I've done a planner page, a December planner page, which is getting me into the feel of it, I suppose you could say. And what else have I done? I've got a lot of pages bookmarked actually that I haven't quite started yet, so they'll get done. But actually, in my own time, if that makes sense, when I'm not recording, I'm actually still doing a lot of things in Johanna Basford's Magical World, because I'm still obsessed on my new book, so that's fun. I'm actually colouring, what am I doing today? The house with all the leaves and vines above it. I I'm choosing pictures that I know I won't really do as videos. Some of them are a little too samey, or like the vines, you know, they're all the same, so I figured it would make the most interesting video. And the ones with repeating items, lots of little things, doing those. And what else am I not doing? I can't remember now, but various bits and pieces that I've just decided that I'm going to leave, you know, just because like the circle designs as well, because I think if I record that I have to keep turning my book round and round. Right, that's the honey brown. We'll go now to the sun-kissed. Oh, it's here. Reaching for completely the wrong pencil. There we go, sun-kissed. I'm layering it on top of what I've done already. Put a bit in here. Everything seems a bit orangey to me. Everything that I'm picking. Anyway, it'll be fine. Yeah, but all the sort of small victories type pages with little items on, I'm going to do as videos. I've got some more colouring heaven to do actually, which those of you who are fans watching this because you like colouring heaven might be more interested in hearing about. Did I record one the other day? I'm trying to remember. I'm not sure, but I've got the Christmas books. I've got things bookmarked in all the books to record. So, oh yeah, I did one in, oh, the telephone's ringing. Oh, well, someone else can get it. Although it might be my mum. I just listen. I don't know, I'm just going to go and find out. It was a spam call. My husband had got it. It sounded like someone was trying to sell us loft insulation. But anyway. And then my mobile went, and that was a spam call and nobody spoke. It's all good, isn't it? I did notice I had a confirmation of my doctor's appointment though by text, which was interesting. It's not until the 17th of December. It's just a follow-up on my HRT, so it's nothing at all serious. And it's all going very well. So I'm just hoping that I can get a repeat prescription really and carry on with it because it's great. I would highly recommend it. Anyway, sun-kissed. Now I'm going to go to golden yellow. I'm hoping it's going to come together and look a lot more gold. It's very, very soon. There we go. Just concentrating on that little bit. It's quite small. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually putting it on quite thickly on top of this bit to try and just and get it looking a bit more vibrant. I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. Oh, pencils are rolling everywhere. Yeah. I was wondering whether my mum was going to call because she'd had a doctor's appointment today, but I think she was only having a blood test, so there'd be nothing to call me about really. She's got an ultrasound tomorrow on her, what's it called, carotid arteries or something on her neck, because she's got a little blood clot in her eye, in one of the blood vessels at the back of the eye, and they wanted to just check that she didn't have any further up, you know, that wasn't like a secondary problem. Now she's a bit worried about it, but I've done some research. British Heart Foundation website is amazing, and it basically says that yes, you can have a blockage or a partial blockage in the artery in the neck, and it can lead to strokes and TIAs. But if they spot it quickly enough, there's lots that they can do to help. Various medications, operations and all sorts of things, but you know, success rate is high. So the fact that it's been spotted nice and early is actually really good news, and the fact that they can do something about it. So I think it's good to look on the positive side. I know she's going to be nervous and worried about it, and of course if it was me I would be too. I mean, I am concerned for her, but having done a bit of research, it does all seem pretty positive, I think. You know, obviously it's better not to have that, but my sister had had a bit of a health scare, nothing serious again, that her cholesterol was high-ish, you know, on the high side. So I said to her, maybe we should be using this as incentive for us to get fitter and healthier, because she's trying to lose some weight anyway, because she's a bit overweight, but I'm not overweight, but I said we really need to exercise more, because that helps with these sort of inflammatory health problems which my mum has, you know, diabetes, and she's had heart problems, she's got, and the cholesterol and things like that my sister's got, you know. I'm going to now go for, I want a lemony yellow. I'm just looking. I think the bumblebee might work nicely. I'll find it though. I think it's this one. Yeah, here it is, bumblebee. And this can be my last colour, but I'm going to leave a little bit of white at the bottom. Now I'm going to try and smush it all together here and add some sort of vibrancy, and hopefully make it all look nice and gold-like. But I'm probably going to just leave the tips slightly white. So yes, so I said now we're both very competitive, and I said, might it be a good idea if we had a competition to see who could do the most exercise, you know, each day, because I'm really quite bad at going out and walking and things like that. And she was like, yeah. And she was like, she used to, I've got we both got step counters actually on our phones, so we can count our steps like that. And she said she used to count her steps. She watches a YouTube show, like a TV series, but it's on every day on YouTube Live, I think it's YouTube. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Every day. And she said when she was watching that, she used to sort of walk or run on the spot. So she said she ought to do that again, and that would help her. And I was like, yeah, definitely, you know, it's a really good idea. I don't know how long the thing is that she watches, but it doesn't matter really, as long as she does a little bit. And exercise, you see, is very good for the cholesterol, and we know that we're at risk of diabetes because of our family history, so it's good for that. It's good for everything really, isn't it? It's good for your heart, it's helps you sleep, it's just good in so many ways, and we all know this, and it's just the part of my lifestyle that is really lacking. So you know, we thought if we'd buddy up and challenge each other, then we might do more. Now today, because I walked to the Sainsbury's, as I said, now the walk I thought was really long, but it was 9,000 steps. Now, I don't carry my phone with me everywhere because, well, I just don't. I'm not a teenager. My sons would give me a hard stare. They're always going, Mother, where's your phone? I'm like, it's on my desk. Why haven't you got it with you? I'm like, because I don't need it when I'm peeling potatoes or whatever I might be doing. There we go. Those are golden wings. Now she has this horn and her bracelet, which I thought, oh, we need the feathers, don't we? before I get too carried away, let's do the feathers. So we need a sharper pencil for these. I'm going to come out a bit because we've got quite a few. So we've got one here, two here. I haven't done her hair. One here, and one here. So I need to remember them all. What I'm going to do with the feathers, well, they're quite difficult because they're all curled, is to put a dark bit in the centre and a dark bit on the edge. Not on that edge because it's curled under. I'm not very good at forgetting to colour eyebrows. I think it's my special skill. There we go. So yeah, so we're going to have this sort of, because colouring, although it's very good I think for your mental health, for keeping you calm, which is absolutely brilliant. I would recommend it to anybody, and it's very good for that, but it doesn't get you off your bottom. I mean, I might get up and choose a different set of pencils or a different book off my bookcase. It doesn't really count as exercise, does it? Now, have I done them all? One, two, yeah. It's worrying me that I haven't done this bit, her eyebrows. I'm just going to do those. What yellow did I use? Did I use the vanilla flower for her hair? It looks really dark. Yeah. There we go. And it doesn't look hair-like. I haven't put individual strokes into the hair, which some people do. I want to keep it simple. This is our honey brown. Again, I'm going to sharpen it up. So a little bit each side of that central point now. And on each edge, we just bring it in towards the middle. Now what we might do is not use quite as many colours as we did for the wings because we've got less space. But we will just see how it pans out really. Go. This one has come very early, this edition. I was thinking normally it's towards the end of the month, but I guess maybe they're getting them out, I was going to say before Christmas, so they can have a, maybe they close the office for a bit, have a well-earned rest. I don't know. But anyway, have I done them? I don't know, did I do this one? I don't think I did. I think I did a bit of it and not all of it. Right, now for the next colour. I can't remember what it is. Sharpen it. Here it is, the Sun-Kissed. I think I'll start at the top and work down. I was going to do a bit on the edge, but I think we're still a bit far away. Maybe a tad actually. Oh, I've suddenly got a frog in my throat. Oh, sorry about that. My husband's supposed to be making me coffee, which is nice. He came in, you see, from the car. But he'll be a while because he's making himself some toast. He didn't have any lunch because the appointment was 11:30. He had to go and do something else first on his way, and he said, and I said I could make you a lunch. He was like, oh, I don't want to eat lunchbox in the garage. So, excuse me, fair enough. Golden yellow. So I suggested he took a biscuit because he admitted to me that at work, see, this is our final colour really. I haven't got room for the other yellow, I don't think. He admitted to me that at work he very often at 12 o'clock has a biscuit and a cup of coffee, and then that'll keep him going all day because he often brings his packed lunch home and eats it in the evening at home. So I said, well, why don't take a biscuit with you? And then, I mean, they do have biscuits there, but it might not be what he wants. He has to be very careful with what he's eating. He can't eat, there are a few things that he really can't eat. There we go. Now the horn and the bracelet I was going to do in gold as well, but I think we've got a lot of yellowy gold going on, so I think we'll try and make them silver. So let's have a little play. There's a cool grey and a seal grey, and I think these two are our best, and the silver vizla. I think these will work. Don't worry, I will show you each one at a time. So we're starting with the cool grey. This is our darkest grey. We've got 3 shades of grey. And the frog back in our throat again. So I'm going to use it here on the bracelet, and here I'm going to fade this one up like that. On the horn, I'm going to use it on each edge like that. Now as our horn gets wider, it's going to need more, so just putting more there. It's quite tricky when something's this shape. Just try and extend it over that larger area like that, and inside it would be darker. I'm going to try and put quite a big layer a bit more intensely there, and then sort of reduce it a bit like that. Then we need our next colour is the seal grey. Now I think this is still quite a good, put a bit more there, and then extend that up a bit like that. Now we're going to do this in a similar way to how we did the wings, and that we are going to leave a white bit to hopefully that will look like there's a bit of light shining off the top. So I'm really just extending the colours that I've done already. Yeah. And then we use our lightest one. This is the silver vizla. It looks quite beige on the barrel. It doesn't on the swatch, so I'm hoping that it's going to work for us. Oh, it is quite beige, but it'll just going to have to work. We can make it work by adding another colour on top. If it looks too brown, it does too brown. But we're just going to bring it in towards the middle. Leave a little gap for white. Put it over this bit too. Like that. Yes, and what I'm going to do is use a little bit of bluey or maybe purple. I'm just looking. I think a little bit of French blue will do the trick. Here it is, but you need only a light bit, so I'm not going to sharpen it, because if it's duller it won't be as bright on our picture. And I'm just going to sort of put it across this silver area, and it will knock that brown back a bit. Just going to put it over everything so that it doesn't look so odd, and then a little bit on our bracelet as well. There we go. Just gonna, this bit still looks brown, make it bluer. There, that's much better. Okay, so there is our trumpet and our bracelet. Now I think I'm going to do her dress next. I quite like it to be pink, but I think there are a few different shades. We've got this pattern, which I think could be a bit darker, and this sort of waistband and the edges of the sleeves compared to the rest of the dress. I'm going to do the darker area first to make my life really easy. I'm going to grab the rose, I think. I think this is the rose. No, it's not. Is that it there? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to grab the rose from my darkest areas. Now I want this sharper because we're going to do this little pattern. So I'm just going to fill in all of these little shapes. Now around her is like smoky, wispy cloud, presumably. Now that's quite difficult to colour because it's white, so I have to give that a little bit of thought. It's quite often a little bit easier to use a little bit of grey, a little bit of pink, purple, blue, whatever you might think works with your picture. Pink isn't going to work with this because it's the colour of her dress, so we can't do pink clouds, but I'll have a think, you know. Or you can do, I've just gone so badly out of the lines there, or you can do a bit of glow on the top. You know, there are lots of ways of doing cloud, and it isn't the easiest thing to colour, but I'll have a little think. Now I was going to make these ribbony bits at the bottom with the word on gold, but I think we've got an overwhelming amount of gold on this page so far, so I don't think I want to do any more. We've got quite enough, so I may decide to do it in silver. I may decide to do something completely different. We'll find out. Now this video a bit odd because it's going out tonight right away, which I tend to do when I have a flip through of a new book, because you know, you want to see it as soon as I get it, really, I always think. But normally my videos are shot a week or two in advance, so you'll listen to me talking now. Just going to do this bit, and then tomorrow morning's video will be 2 weeks ago, so it'll all be a little bit odd. I think I'm not going to do any more of the dress in this dark colour. I think I'm going to do the rest light, even though we've got these cuffs and bits. I have a feeling that this bit might be supposed to be wing, and this bit. I'm going to do it quickly. So dark brown. Put this top bit and this bit. Then our honey brown. Then our sun-kissed. Then the golden yellow. So if you keep the pencils out beside you, you remember what you used. Now, I don't usually do that. And then the bumblebee. I don't know if that's the colour I used. It looks near enough to me. Right. The dress. I was going to do in pink lemonade. Yeah, here it is. Pink lemonade. Yeah, so news that I'll be giving you today will be much more up to date, but it isn't really anything too exciting. With it, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. Now, what's that? I don't know. I thought it was a bit of the dress when I ignored it earlier, but now it's coming to colouring dress time. I'm thinking, I don't think it is her hair, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit of hair. Yeah, I'm not very good at keeping my pencils out that I've used, so if I find I've missed a bit, I've got to then guess what I used. I think that's the dark bit there. When I'm recording, I'm much better, because I have to keep the pencils out to write down for you what I've used, whereas yeah, whereas when I'm colouring myself, I tend to neatly put the pencils away each time. If I'm using a pencil case, I sometimes just leave them sticking out slightly so that I remember what I used. That can be quite handy. Now I should have said right at the beginning, I'm saying it now, that this book was sent to me for free by Colouring Heaven. I'm not a subscriber. They have sponsored my videos, not all of them, well, by giving me free copies to review. It's not really sponsorship, they're not paying me to say good things, but they're giving me free copies. Now, I always try and be positive when I review things anyway, but I also try to be honest. I've missed a load here. So, yeah, I find it quite difficult being nasty. I have had someone send me a book once and I really didn't like it, but rather than do a negative review, which I found really difficult, I didn't want to do that. I just told her I didn't want to do it. It just was an AI book. I just didn't want to do the review. I've gone over the lines of my cloud. Right, there she is. Now, with all these creases in the dress, what you want to do is make it a little bit darker on one side of them, just to make it look like there's some shadow there in the crease. You can spend some time making it look really perfect, but I'm just going to do it quite quickly. Yeah, but these, for me, you know, Colouring Heaven has a subscription where you get a surprise each month. You don't know what book you're going to get. For me, it's not really what I would want. I like to know what I'm getting, you know, so it's not my thing. But some people I know, they really like it. Now, the sky, actually we've got cloud and sky everywhere. I think I know what I'm going to do with that, actually. I'm going to use the two greys, not the one that didn't work, the cool grey and the seal grey now for a bit of silver work. I'm going to do the XX here. So I'm going to use the darker one, which I think is the cool grey. Just checking on my swatch chart, yeah. So a darker at the bottom and the top. Like that. And then get the seal grey and take it towards the middle, a slightly lighter colour, fading it and leaving a bit of white, so it looks like it's shiny silver. There we go. I'm going to do something similar at the bottom. I'm trying to decide, yeah, I think I'll do the letters so they match. So I'm back to my darker grey, the cool grey, and just do the edges again. It is so dark outside. I'm looking at the time, it's 10 to 4. It might as well be 8 o'clock. It's so dark, although the moon is so bright at the moment. This morning when I went out, it was gorgeous, because it's still up in the mornings. It was so pretty. It's a really bright moon at the moment, and it's just past full moon. What's it called, a beaver moon or something? I can't remember. But anyway, so back to our seal grey. Again, taking it to the centre and leaving a bit of shine. I am procrastinating doing the sky while I'm doing this, but I've got an idea now, which is always good. There. I'm not a big procrastinator, but I do the bits I know what to do with first and then think about the rest while I'm doing it. There we go. Now we've got this, this bit around the edge, I'm wondering whether to use this dark pink that we use for her dress, the rose. I think I am going to, and I think I'm just gonna lock it in think it'll be a nice frame without introducing a new colour. Now I realise I haven't done the ends of our feathers, those little tiny bits. They're usually white or light grey, I think. So I don't know whether to colour them in the grey, or whether to just leave them really. I'll have a think about it. I'm trying to work out what's going on here, but I think we just need to colour it all in really. There's a bit of space where there isn't anything, isn't there? There, and then the centre of there. That's it. I think because of this being on her dress, it makes a nice sort of colour to frame it with. Now the paper is quite toothy. You can see, I don't know how well you can see, that there's a bit of white showing through where I'm colouring this. Now if you want to, you can burnish it down really hard, make it very thick and dark, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I sometimes like seeing a bit of the white paper through. Some people really dislike it and they want to get rid of it all, but it's not something I get that concerned about. I'm quite happy with it showing a little bit. Now if you want to make this slightly more three-dimensional, you could use a darker pink colour on the edges to give it a little bit of shape. But I'm keeping this quite simple. I need to wrap up soonish, so that's one reason. But also I'm keeping it simple for myself. There we go. And this little bit down here. And we have what looks like a ribbon sort of wrapped around here. I don't know whether we want to do that in a different colour or not. I shall have a think in a minute when I've coloured in this bit. I was going to say we could do it in a lighter pink, but her dress is, I know. We'll do it in the French blue that we did put onto the horn. Sorry, you can't see. So we'll do this bit, this curled bit in the French blue. And the last bit we have to do is this ribbon right at the bottom. It's tricky because I don't really want to introduce a brand new colour. I think I might use the light pink actually. I think that might work. I think that's all cloud. I don't think it's any of this bit. I could use the pink lemonade, yeah. Is that what I used? Yes, so the pink lemonade for this. So I'm going to put a layer all over, but we're going to need some darker areas. But I think if we get a layer on first, it'll be easier. While it's blunt, it'll give us a sort of more even layer. Got to get in between the letters though, in a minute. I want to try to avoid colouring on those white gaps that I've left, so I need to be a little bit careful. Okay. Wondering what to cook for tea. My stomach's thinking about tea. I was thinking, oh well, I'll just go next door in a minute and ask the boys what they want. They always go, don't know. Always very useful. Right, now I'm going to sharpen my pencil and I'm just going to mark in some of the more shadowy areas a little bit darker. So in here, not too much, because we haven't pressed that hard. We don't need to over exaggerate it. There we go. Now the clouds, I am going to use the silver vizla. Now can you see all the page? Yes. So we've got these sort of edges, and I'm thinking start here and do some grey and sort of fade it off like that. So on the bottom edge of the cloud, make it dark and then sort of fade it off towards the top bit. And it might give them a little bit of texture. That. I think we need a bit more coming up here. Take it up a little bit higher. That's it. And then I've run out of words, haven't I? I've gone very quiet. I think we just do a bit along the top of her head and fade it up there. Now we've got to do the same here, so at the bottom, so fade it upwards. Now what I have noticed about this picture is she doesn't have any lips really, and I was unsure as to whether to sort of colour some in or not, but I think I'm going to leave it, as I think it might look a bit too dark and sort of overtake the picture a bit too much. So my last bit is to do some grey. I'm grabbing my seal grey, which I'm sharpening, to do the ends of those feathers. So here is the seal grey. And I'm just going to do each of those. I'm sure I've missed some. That one. Now I'm just looking carefully. Now this bit I said was her hair, didn't I? So we're going back with the vanilla flower. In there. Now that there is white. I think that needs to be cloud. So back to our silver vizla. Bit of cloud in there. Like that. There we go. I think she is done. Let's see the whole page. Just take this out. There's some scrap paper. There she is. There we go. It's got nearly as dark as night out there now. So that's why this is also dark over here. But thank you for watching. I hope that was okay. I nattered on a bit. But there we go. Yeah, hopefully you'll join me for another video soon, but for now, thank you so much for watching and happy colouring.